Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for today's episode of Trade the Chain. It is Wednesday, March 3rd, and I'm joined here by the best hair in crypto, Ryan Gorman, who took yesterday off, as you all know, and our crypto analysts, CJ and Monty from marketrebellion.com and their cool new backgrounds. It feels like a good day today. A lot of positivity with Bitcoin breaching that 50,000 mark. So we're happy about that. We're also going to talk about Enjin, which is come out with an article in CoinDesk. Ryan is going to present that later, as well as it being pretty much number one on the 24-hour chart. So before we get into that, I hand it off to Mr. Hair for the legal.
Yeah, my hair couldn't possibly compare with yours earlier today, Alex.
It's crisp. Yeah, but yours looks crisp, man. That's nice. It still has that new hair smell.
Thanks a lot. This is just a reminder that all content provided by Trade the Chain is strictly for educational and informational purposes. Absolutely none of this is investment advice, and you should never listen to us.
Sometimes, maybe.
Never.
Okay, never.
Also, Trade the Chain is brought to you by Trade the Chain, a global community of traders of all ages, all abilities, all knowledge levels, and all using AI-driven sentiment indicators and actionable alerts to help them trade like a crypto insider. You can too at tradethechain.com. Check us out for a 14-day trial.
Back to bullish on the dashboard.
More green. I like that.
I like the green.
Yeah.
Everything's
wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I was going to show the new feature.
Oh, no.
You guys have added a line chart now onto the dashboard.
Wait a second. Let me
tomorrow.
No. I want to give a sneak peek. Let me do that for a second. All right.
Okay.
So for all you Trade the Chain members, you may notice something a little different about this interface right here. This will be coming to you this evening, late Eastern time, but now we have the 1 hour price graphs going on here.
Let's hope those are a little more green later when we bring this live.
Yes, let's hope they're more green. Also, on those SigDev alerts, or if you're at a loss on where to possibly be able to purchase and sell a certain coin, you can click on where to trade. You can select, let me pick one of my current favorites, and it'll drop down all the exchanges for your easy convenience of navigating the venues. That's all, folks.
Also, Alex,
Yes.
one more feature that you should show if you're going to show those two.
All right.
The charting, we've upgraded it.
If you click on these 1 hour price graphs,
You showed that yesterday.
Yes,
but it stays in the window now. It doesn't open in the tab.
Never mind. I gotta go back. I gotta stop sharing. All right, guys. So I'm sorry we lost about half our audience during that season. Please continue.
I mean, that was the dev site, though. That's why it's still the bugs are being ironed out. That's why we're not rolling it out live until tonight.
Thank God I don't.
I'm not going to open my mouth anymore while we do the chill.
Thanks, CJ.
Moving on to marketrebellion.com/crypto. This is Monty and myself and Market Rebellion and our community of talented traders all throughout the globe. With us, you get access to exclusive trade ideas on a weekly basis, our macro portfolio allocations, a pro charting platform, a trading education curriculum with exams, quizzes, things of that sort, and an elite community of traders all throughout the world, and much more. If you're serious about trading crypto, this is the service that gives you everything you need all in one place. You can start your first month trial for just $1 at marketrebellion.com/crypto. So we will head into the big boards shortly here. Anything you guys would like to add before we get into the charts?
I just want to know where Bitcoin will be exactly at the end of the year. A lot of people, by the way, a lot of people are are flagging us for price predictions. I get that. A lot of people, we talk about a coin, they're like, okay, well, tell us where you think it's going to be, in a month or in 6 months or the end of the year. So, nothing, like we said before, nothing we do is financial advice, but we will try to be more cognizant of that, because we do understand some people want to hear our thoughts rather than, show them where the trail through the forest is. They want to know where it ends up. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Last time I gave a price prediction, you guys won't let go of it.
So checking out Bitcoin here on the 4-hour chart. It's really nice to see all that positive sentiment. In our show with Monty and I earlier, the Daily Crypto Bite, we talked a lot about kind of a scarcity in spot exchange on Bitcoins on spot exchanges. And the fact that we're actually lower in interest when it comes to the open interest on Bitcoin futures and the funding rates of those perpetual futures contracts. So essentially, we've had a reset to this red 6 in which we reached maximum sell pressure based on some of those metrics. But now we're bottoming, we're creating a nice little rebound period. And personally, I'm looking at a trade and a long on Bitcoin if we close above this mid-Keltner channel. It's the same level as a Bollinger Band or just the critical resistance there in general. So these candles will close at 7 p.m. Eastern time, because crypto is always open. We never truly close the market. Same with like Forex and other stuff. But I am looking for a confirmation with this green 3 candle closing above the 1 and 2 prior and above this final kind of Keltner channel band. So pretty simple for me, not a whole lot to add. With that, I want to pass it off. But I mean, I think there's a lot of things going on in the market right now to suggest bullish price action will continue.
CJ, how important to get above that middle band, though? How important is that going to be for the next week or two?
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely, like, it could be resistance. We could drop back down. The reason why I like to wait for confirmation of a close above that critical level is it means that that formerly resistance level has now flipped to potential support. And then we might have some, further buyers stepping in beyond that level. So that's why I like to use that as like confirmation.
Yeah, CJ, and I just want to elaborate on that. Yesterday on the show, I was talking a lot about the psychological level of 50K and kind of how we were having a hard time getting past that right here. As you can see, we kind of rushed up to 50K and promptly got rejected. Also, it kind of sent us back down to sub 48K. But now, as you can see, we've broken above 50K. We're sitting at 50.6. And like CJ said, when you move above a support or reverse or support or resistance indicator, it tends to flip to the opposite when you break it. So now that we've moving above 50K as resistance, I think that it can act as some tentative support. I think people are going to kind of be more content buying Bitcoin at 50K simply because of just the point it's at right now. This is, for me, is very encouraging. The fact that when we did reverse from 50K, we didn't head all the way back down to the previous low of 43K or even retest this setup support at 45K. Instead, it was kind of a fake out, and we got this continuation this morning, providing some really nice bullish price action and carrying us above 50K. So I think, like CJ said, if we can get 1 or 2 candle closes on this 4-hour chart that remain above this level of 50K, I think that'd set us up very nicely to run up to this next level of 57.59K. So I like that the bulls carried us above 50K, and I think we're really postured well to have a good close to the week.
So that all sounds good, bullish and positive for the short and medium term. And it's funny, Alex, that you mentioned, price predictions and viewers wanting to hear where we think Bitcoin will go price-wise, end of the year, summer, perhaps. This morning's research note, Trade the Chain research note, there were 2 pieces of information that, can help enlighten that point of view, right? One, there are about 4 million Bitcoin in circulation right now. It's Glassnode data. that number keeps going down, edges down each month, right? So if you have less Bitcoin freely circulating, if people keep buying it, the price will start to squeeze higher. Secondly, there is a significant number of call spreads at 75 and 100K. It's, I guess, from Paradigm data in a CoinDesk article.
That's all Weston Nelson, by the way.
Weston or otherwise, it looks like a significant number of traders and institutions look like they believe Bitcoin is going to hit 75K this summer.
Ryan.
May 28th. Yeah, I don't see how that, I mean, I feel like that is highly likely, just given the increased interest. So, I mean, I'm willing to plant my flag in the ground at 75K. What do you guys think?
Oh, well, we're the rebels, you know, we're all about planting the flag. But I have something that kind of pretty much confirms what you've said, and you know, I'll add to it here. This is some Glassnode data that I talked about a little bit earlier today, but essentially it has shown that since COVID, after the government reaction of stimulus and money printing, huge entities have accumulated coins in cold storage and have taken them off spot exchanges. So the more Bitcoins that you take off spot exchanges, the greater scarcity that you're ultimately creating and the less liquidity that there's going to be on those exchanges. So very interesting to see. And it's kind of why Bitcoin is such a beast of an asset and just gaps up higher, because you know, there's a literal scarcity of Bitcoins on the spot exchanges. Now, in terms of a price prediction, I will predict $200,000 Bitcoin price March 1st, 2022. And then we will have over a 60% correction to 80 or 70,000 over the course of 2023 to 2024. That's my prediction. And you can hold me to that. Actually, you can't, because, you know, I'll have more information tomorrow to base it off of. But as of this moment right now, currently, that's where it looks like price will head.
Let's go across the board. Monty.
Man, I hate making price predictions, but it's kind of like reading the last page of a book, just like skipping to the last page if you don't understand the context, it's kind of meaningless. But man, I think 150K is a reasonable target for end of year this year. I think we're going to see a lot of steep price action in December. I think it's really going to go parabolic in November and December like it typically does. And I think by the end of December, I think 150K is a reasonable price target.
What about afterwards? Do you have like a bear market type crash?
Yeah, then that's when I think we're going to get that correction of upwards of 50%. So we could go from 150 to 75K. I think that would be reasonable and not outside the realm of possibility for an asset as volatile as Bitcoin.
Ryan, what's yours?
So those call spreads expire on May 28th. So I think by May 28th, if we hit 75K, I think, you know, end of the year, 125, 150 isn't out of the question. I don't think we're going to go higher than 150 though, but I'm not a trader, and
Guggenheim says so. Guggenheim says so. Come on.
But they didn't tell us by the end of the year it'd be 400K, right? They're just saying Bitcoin's going to 400K. Yeah, eventually, sure. But I think if we hit 100K and don't get a correction there from steep profit taking, then sure, 150, and then we drop down to like 80. I think that's not an unreasonable correction.
I'm with Ryan on this. I think it's by December. I'm with Monty on the fact we're going to get a lot of velocity come November, December. I'm with Ryan on the fact that end of the year, it's between 125 and 150. I'm with CJ on that correction is going to be steep towards the ranges he says. And I feel that's going to start during that Christmas week between Christmas and New Year's.
Get your puts ready. MicroStrategy, you're going down.
I don't want the other side of any trade with MicroStrategy though. I don't know. He's proven everyone wrong so far. Sailor has. A lot of people ridiculed him.
And
And look at
he's
the,
proven everybody wrong, or the market's proven everybody wrong. It's a
his
differentiator
thesis.
there.
Well, his thesis and his idea to just let's put everything in Bitcoin. It paid off so
No,
far.
you're right. That's
But
fine.
what happens to MicroStrategy stock when Bitcoin goes down like 15% or 20%?
The same thing as an
MicroStrategy goes
ETF.
down 25%. So if Bitcoin had a 60% correction, of course, MicroStrategy will likely be higher than, $100 where it was at for years before we even knew who Michael Saylor was.
MicroStrategy is going to circle the drain if Bitcoin goes down 60%.
Okay. Can CJ, any chance you could pull up well, before we get to this, any chance you could pull up a locked up DeFi chart for us, or the DeFi page, so we can take a look at the stats currently? It's always of interest to people to get the DeFi pulse. Oh,
Look at that higher low.
But it looks
Very
like
nice.
it's recovered about as much as Ethereum's recovered, right? And Bitcoin have
Ryan, you're
recovered.
spot on. That's what it's, ever since you first mentioned it, that's what it is. It's just price compression rising with the Ethereum. But I'm always curious to just take a look, make sure everybody's not running out of it, but it doesn't appear to be. Real quickly, before I do forget, CJ and Monty, the video, the webcast that you guys did earlier, that comes with your marketrebellion.com crypto subscription.
It's actually free to anyone.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. That's the one.
We did two videos.
CJ has something different to say.
So the daily crypto bite, that is free for everyone. That's what we're doing with John Nigerian. 9 a.m. Central Time, weekdays, every day. You can get that free. But we did do a video today for our member webinars, and that is exclusively for Market Rebellion members. That's when we answer questions and discuss previous trade insights and macro portfolio education.
Cool.
Good stuff like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because we kind of glazed over it, and I want people to know. Enjin. Let's talk about Enjin. So this coin was a huge SIGDEV alert on our dashboard when it came out. It's an interesting coin in the fact that it's around gaming and interconnecting of ecosystems and stuff like that. But this article that came out, Ryan, tell us, give us a little feed on this, because this is pretty good news.
Right. So what they're looking to do, I think, that subhead says it all. They have two scaling solutions that will support NFTs and, obviate gas fees on Ethereum's blockchain. Every time I go to trade on MetaMask, I'm getting hit with $50 gas fees, which are lower than they were even like a couple of weeks ago. But still, I mean, that takes out, profits on both sides of the trade. So by being able to reduce the gas fees and support NFTs, which are, I mean, have you seen the prices some of these NFTs are selling for, and the different artists and musicians and everyone adopting them?
Did you go to unisocks.exchange? Unisocks.exchange. If you haven't been there, check it out. That socks as in what you wear on your feet. They had 350 something available. They started at $12. I think its current price for a pair of Unisocks is $161,000 or somewhere around there. There's only like 8 left.
Sounds like a good store of value.
We will start selling Trade the Chain Market Rebellion socks in limited edition. A couple of things that really to take note on with Enjin is not only them trying to work towards the reduction of Ethereum gas fees, and here you can see up 64.6% in the last 24 hours, over 167 for the course of the week. The chart is just showing that of an all-star rise. But it's things like this that are going on the L2 protocol for Ethereum, trying to get them out, kind of going hand in hand with loop ring and stuff like that. So hopefully they get the job done, because gas fees are getting ridiculous. And it's just it's hurting Uniswap and Sushi in the end, and KNC and all those guys.
Yeah, I want to make a point too about your uni socks, Alex. And
did you just look them up?
No. This is just about NFTs in general, non-fungible tokens for those new folks. But we really haven't understood art for decades. When Andy Warhol drew his soup cans, people were like, "It's just soup. I don't get it." But of course, that's one of the most valuable pieces of art in existence currently. So the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so I'm not going to judge any NFTs or arts and say, oh, no, that'll never work. I mean, we haven't understood how art is valued in the actual art community in many decades. So, NFTs could be valuable like that. We don't know how the future generation will interpret those types of things.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I get it. Couple things. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think one of the things that's great about NFTs, and a lot of independent artists are using them to directly interact with their fans in a way where the fans get to own a small piece of the royalties from the song by making a payment up front. And it's like a better version of Patreon, right? And these independent musicians who make fractions of a cent each time Spotify plays their song are now able to benefit more directly, and they earn much more, and their fans can take part in this earning power. And I think that's really powerful. And by doing that, they release exclusive songs that only these fans get. And there's something really cool and revolutionary about that I think could really eventually transform the music industry in the same way that iTunes did initially.
Ryan, that is such a good point. Sorry, Alex, I just want to make this.
No, go ahead.
Quick. Because Spotify is the way that people are paid through monetization on Spotify is really distorted. And that's because it's based on monthly average listeners for particular songs. And a lot of what kind of amateur content creators will do is that they will buy phone farms. So they'll have thousands of iPhones or Androids just listening to Spotify songs. So when you have artificially raised the amount of listened to songs, and then you pay artists based on their monthly listens relative to everyone else, they lose value and they lose money due to the dilution of those monthly average listeners. So being able to have a system like an NFT where people can be paid, artists can be paid directly on that seems like a much better alternative, because Spotify does have a lot of problems in the way that it pays its content creators currently.
And just think about its potential to create economies elsewhere. Like the whole video game application of NFTs, I think, is going to be huge going forward. I mean, they're not only talking about creating items that have actual value and can be melted back into Enjin, but they're also talking about creating these sort of provably scarce items that players will obviously seek after throughout their game, because they'll provide some sort of added bonus or whatever. But really, it's just kind of connecting economics and video games, really. And yeah, Alex, NBA Top Shots. I mean, everyone's talking.
Number one.
Everyone's talking about this stuff. I mean, even people that don't even understand its relationship with crypto are seeing its potential value going forward. I know people that have bought these with no knowledge of NFTs at all and that have made significant profits. I think we're just at a point where it's people understand that there is a potential application for these things. We're just kind of figuring out what exactly that is. And we're seeing all these projects pop up, whether it's NBA Top Shots or the Nifty Marketplace, that are just different applications of the same premise, and that's NFTs bolstering an online economy.
Yeah, I agree. And if, one of the things I'll just bring up real quick to that point is right here, a month ago, we had Dapper Labs, co-creators of CryptoKitties and NBA Top Shot creator. I mean, it's really all the rage. It's so popular. Look right there, number one, their website, and Top Shot has just taken it by storm as far as, I don't know. I need to educate myself more on it, I think. And to CJ's point, the value is in the beholder, and we'll figure it out. We'll get this NFT thing down soon. Oh, I did have a question for you, CJ and Monty. This was an important one, actually. I wanted to get your opinions on this. So as I cruise through the Rebel Ops Center on over to VGX. And the reason I want to get your opinion is, look at this chart. Look where we are. I mean, it's starting to paint a repetitive pattern here. And I wanted to get your guys' opinions of where you think we're heading. What are the possibilities with these candles?
Yeah, CJ and I were actually talking a little bit off camera today about how it's looking like a significant crossroad here for VGX, right? A lot of people know about the earnings call that happened on Monday. And I think a lot of that was already priced in prior to Monday. That's why we've kind of been trading flat since then. But like you pointed out, Alex, we're entering this sort of repetitive triple top formation here. We're approaching $7.20 and then promptly being rejected. And one thing that is really encouraging for me about this formation is the fact that when you have an asset like Voyager that goes up so high in such a short amount of time, you're going to have more significant profit taking immediately. So I think you're going to have people taking profits that bought Voyager a year ago, but you're also going to have people taking profits at $7, even if they bought it a month ago, because it was still at like 30 cents. So I think what we're seeing here is just these profit takers kind of getting cleaned out of the market here. So each time we approach this level of $7, it seems like they're content to take profit there. And now that we've hit that level 3 times, and it's looking like we may be able to hit it a 4th this weekend, there's only so many profit takers left in this market. And I think a lot of them, now that we've kind of tested this a few times, might even raise their goal for profit taking. So for me, this is a very encouraging and bullish formation that VGX is showing us right now.
Yeah, the one thing that just kind of concerns me about VGX and Voyager is that hopefully we get some news with the desktop and with the debit card coming out, but we're kind of out of news in the interim. Like, everyone on the wait list is pretty much now in and has the ability to buy VGX. So there's not like that hype of, oh, there's thousands of people on this wait list that can't buy VGX. And from a technical perspective, I mean, I like the fact that the market overall is still bullish. And so that means that retail investors will likely come in, join Voyager, and will participate in, the added bonuses that VGX allows for Voyager participants. But I think Monty, makes a good point. Like, this triple top, it's just we got to break above it. And there's a lot of people taking profit anywhere from like the 670 to 720 bid level. So we got to get above that. And right now we're not really able to. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to go round robin real quick on this one. I got one more after this before we go, but end of year projections. I'm just going to state that I'm still with mine, which was $50. And anybody else have some end of year projections on VGX?
$51.
Damn it, Monty. This isn't The Price is Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go 49.
Your chances of winning
anywhere between 40 and 50 seems.
Wait, are we
50 seems feasible.
Are we playing Price is Right rules on
No,
these?
this isn't guess a price without going over. So
I was going to say, if that's the case, I'm going to go $1.
CJ says
No,
40 to 50. I say 50. Monty has to say an answer still.
No, I think I think you guys are all right in the right window. Besides Ryan with $1, I think 40 to 60, and even up to 75 or 100 is a real possibility. I mean, we've seen how many users they've onboarded. I expect more incentive to hold VGX to come out as they continue to develop. So, yeah, 50 to 100 actually seems reasonable.
So
It's
wait a
unusually
minute.
bullish for
Let's just
Mr. Short.
Can we just do the math on that for a second? If Voyager went to $75, 75 times 300 million, what is that, like $21 billion worth?
What is that? How many
21
tokens
billion.
you have, CJ?
No, that's the total circulating supply. It's the total circulating
I think
supply. It
it's-
will be
I think
300
it's-
million.
So 300 million times what?
Times $75. That would be like over $21 billion market cap. Or
About
am I
that, yeah.
off? Okay.
No, I think. Alexa, what's 300 million times 75?
75 is 7.5 billion.
Ryan, you just hacked my Alexa.
7.5 billion.
Yeah.
All right.
There we
So
go.
multiply that by 3 and you've got 21. All right, folks.
No, wait.
Thanks for bearing with us today.
I'm gonna say $30 just to throw a random number out there because I don't know what I'm talking about anyway. So let's see. It's like
All
the
right.
dartboard portfolio that went so smashingly well over the weekend. I'm gonna say $30 for VGX.
Ryan's bottom $30. I think it's 50. I'm taking CJ along with me on the $50 ride. And Monty believes it's 75 to 100 range that it has potential for, which is amazing, and that's cool. So far, so good. Let's shake this triple top and keep going up. Last one I just want to get to is one we covered this week heavily as well, which is StormX. I mean, the thing couldn't be more sideways. Is there a future in breaking this route? I mean, even if it went down a little, just so I could see the change.
Yeah. Kind of similar to VGX, quite honestly, just in the sense that we need to break above resistance for a true catalyst to happen to push us to higher levels. Right now, I just don't think anybody's really looking at it. And it's judging by the number of volume it's doing. It's not doing a lot of volume relative to how it's performed in the past. And so, it's got to get more people aware of what Simon and the team at StormX are doing. Once people in the market kind of do recognize StormX, I think it does have good potential, but it's kind of flying under the radar right here, similar to how Enjin flew under the radar for quite a while as well before, one day all of a sudden it's up 60% and we're like, how did that happen? Well, the reason why is because it never did any volume until one day when people started looking at it. And then it really, kind of caught fire. That's typically how these low altcoins will go. So you just got to be patient.
I do have
one more thing I want to ask. Sorry, Alex. What about Doge? Only because
wait, I'm not done with Stormy. It's StormX.
Oh.
I do want to say that I've been, from the interview we gave, from what we all have been talking about, I'm going to actually, I'm putting this out there. People wanted to hear predictions. I'm putting this out here. End of March, 25 cents. End of April, $1.
Based on
a lot of very deep thought. I'm getting Pat Ackerman involved. Don't mess with me, Ryan. I'm getting Pat Ackerman involved. We're going to crunch the numbers.
I can pick apart any argument from any analyst. I'm game.
I'm going to wait till you have a doctor's appointment, and that's when we're going to tape.
But CJ, what do you think about what about Doge? It's been trading sideways since I moved the market with my $1,000 allocation over the weekend. Where do you think that's heading in the short term, at least between now and Sunday?
I have not looked at Doge. Let me take a look here.
I don't think anyone else has either. That's why it's not moving.
One sec.
I think Doge is done. I'm just gonna say it. I think its best days are behind it. I think it's like one of those ones that's like maybe once Bitcoin does go to 150K, it'll get some mania flooding back in. But I mean, that was a joke. Like, that wasn't, Elon Musk tweeted about it. There's no fundamental reason the price is up. You could say that for a lot of coins, but it's more so true with Doge than anything else. So
Are you telling me that Gene Simmons was wrong with his pick?
I would never go against the great Gene Simmons, but
Doesn't he have a nickname? What's his name? Anyways, like Monty said, Doge is kind of consolidating. I think it's a blow off in the short term, but if the crypto market continues to go up, I think Doge is going to continue to stick around. It's still like, I know it's a joke, guys, but people are creating on-ramps for it because it's profitable. Okay. I see like crypto.com ads saying that they've added Dogecoin, so now you can buy it there. Dogecoin is at 1,800 ATMs in the United
I was
States.
just going to say that. Yeah.
So clearly there's an incentive to keep this thing going. Whether or not we will let the market be the judge of that.
Our founding fathers would be so disappointed in us now.
I just care about what it does between now and Sunday, because unless I launch 3 more darts into my closet door this coming Sunday, I'm not going to
Wait, do you have to hold? Is that part of the game? You have to hold it for a whole week before you sell it, and then you forced to sell it at the end of the week?
Yep. That's the game. New allocation each Sunday.
Okay, so next Sunday we're going to see another Drunken Live Twitter thing, because I like that.
I was stone cold sober when I did that. I'm just a dope.
All right, we got to end this carnage right now. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for playing along. Good things in the market. At least we brought back some of that downside in all seriousness. Hopefully that Ethereum gas fees will come down. Enjin is an interesting project to look at. VGX needs to break its triple top. But until next time, which will be tomorrow, hang on to your handlebars and happy trading. And thank you again, folks.
Thanks, everyone.